What's up, everyone? This is Betamax. My name is Fidel, and joining me, as always, is Eddie and Birdie. I'm not going to stop this time. What's up, guys?
Fidel's high.
Uh-huh.
What's up?
How are you guys?
We good? We're ready
Yeah?
for this. Yeah.
Eddie
Yeah.
with his fucking weird-ass drink.
It's a coffee milkshake. Kofifi milkshake.
Kofifi.
Yeah.
Kofifi.
So, on this episode, we're going to be talking about something we've mentioned before in previous episodes, but we never really delved into it. Is video game movies. And I wanted to talk about this because the recent Mortal Kombat trailer dropped. And I just wanted to talk about, I guess, the track record for these movies. Because it's not that great, right?
It's like a well-known fact that video game movies are trash. There's some exceptions, I guess. I think they're what? What would you guys say? 70% of them are bad?
Yeah, yeah, it's super duper like hit or miss. So 10 video game movies, maybe 2 of them are good.
Yeah. But would you say they're actually good movies, or they're just good because they're entertaining?
I think
Mortal
there's some
Kombat,
good
the original
ones.
Mortal Kombat.
I love the original Mortal Kombat movie. I think it's a great movie.
Yeah?
I think yeah. I'm trying to think something I don't like about it, and so I think looking back at that movie, it's kind of cheesy now,
Yeah.
but the fighting scenes are still pretty intense,
Yeah.
and they're pretty well choreographed. The music's fucking pretty rad.
Yeah.
The costumes are rad. The CGI is kind of not good, but it's a product of its time, I guess, too. The CGI at least.
It's 90s CGI.
Yeah, it's not terrible, but it's obviously CGI. But they also use a lot of practical effects. I don't know. Should we just start?
Yeah. Get into it.
Well, the first thing I noticed off the new Mortal Kombat trailer was that they're going for more, I guess, ability-driven fights. They have a lot more I don't know, where they use their powers more, their abilities and stuff. Which was compared to the original, it's a lot of martial arts.
Yeah.
And that's what I loved about the original. They use their abilities very sparingly, which I liked about it. But I think you kind of had to during that time, because I think they tried to minimize as much CGI as possible, and of course the fact that the original, I think it was PG-13, right?
I think so.
Because I don't think there was any blood in it.
Mm-mm.
And that's the only thing that I'm hopeful about the new one.
It's rated R, and
It's
it
rated
looks
R.
gory.
Yeah, and you can tell by the trailer there's gonna be a lot of blood in it, and I think you mentioned that there's supposed to be fatalities in it.
Yeah.
So, I'm interested to see how bad it's gonna get, because the games are fucking gory. They're super super bad, and But anyways, going back to the CGI, Goro was this big deal for its time, and it's such an underrated thing for that original movie. Goro was just all what do they call that? Or is just a robot, pretty much a puppet with 15, 20 guys controlling it.
Animatronic?
Yeah, animatronic. So I don't know, it was crazy. If you watch the behind the scenes, he was a fucking pain to work with.
Yeah.
He was constantly breaking down all that, but I think it paid off. All that fucking work that they went through in hell, it shows they did a good job on Goro. And in the new one, they just said, let's just do everything CGI, which is kind of I don't know. It looks like a PS5 game to me. Or
It is just the trailer too, so
I don't know. Unless they're gonna retouch it and add a bunch of stuff, but I don't know. I just don't like CGI, dude. When it's used that often, especially to create full scale characters that they have the budget to like I said, use animatronics or costumes or practical effects, I guess. But I don't know. I'm kind of not looking forward to it, but I don't know. What do you guys think?
do you think, Birdie?
I mean, I'll watch it like if it's like on a streaming service, you know.
Well, yeah, it's gonna be on HBO.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I agree with Eddie. I mean, this movie definitely looks like a video game movie.
Yeah.
Like literally, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, the CGI. I mean, hopefully they're working on it still right now, because I don't even know if they're still like in post production. But
they actually might be done because the movie comes out in like 2 weeks.
oh yeah, then
Really, that recently?
Yeah, I think so. I think in the 18th is when it comes.
Oh,
Damn, this trailer just got released too.
Yeah.
That's weird.
that's actually like a pretty cool piece of information, because I hate when like studios are like,
in
hey,
2 years.
yeah, you know this movie that's coming out in 2 years, we're gonna give you this trailer so you can just like be anxious for like the next
They
2
did
years.
that. They did that with The Force Awakens.
Yeah.
A whole fucking year.
I remember me and he got so pissed about that. We're like, damn, dude, we have to wait a whole year for this shit. It's annoying.
But what do you think the new music's gonna be like in the movie?
I hope they at least use the original theme song.
I heard Nickelback did the soundtrack.
What? I'm so
It's gonna
down.
be good, dude.
I'm so down.
No, do you guys think it's gonna be like? Because the original had like really like
Techno.
yeah, it
like,
was techno,
very techno.
but it also
driven.
had like really it had it wasn't all techno. I think during the fight scenes they used techno, but it was kind of like a Blade type of thing where like they had like strong like techno music, but then they also had like the more ambient sounds and stuff,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like kind of droney in a way.
I don't know. I don't know how this one, because this one looks a lot more like.
Because the trailer doesn't give you shit for the music.
No, the trailer definitely just highlights like the action, like
Yeah.
aspect of it.
They kind of played the original theme.
It seems like a reworked version.
Yeah,
of it
it's
or
like
something.
it's like a modern,
Yeah.
you know, version of it. Which I mean, I guess it's fine, because the original Mortal Kombat, including the video game, was like, I mean, it was a '90s thing, you know.
Well, wasn't the theme like created for the movie and then the video games adopted it?
I don't know about that.
I think
I'm
I think
pretty
that's
sure,
how it was. Yeah. Because I don't think in the first maybe the first 2 Mortal Kombat games they didn't have that song.
No. The music wasn't that memorable in the games for me.
Yeah.
I don't remember much of it. So I don't know. I think what holds back the first, like the original movie a lot, it's the sequel. Because
Oh
the
yeah.
sequel is just shit. Completely shit.
Yeah, like even the CGI in that one is like a complete step down.
Yeah, but I mean that whole movie is just a mess. Like everything about it, the acting, the fight scenes, just everything is a fucking shit show.
The only thing I remember, because I watched that movie in theaters.
The sequel,
The
Annihilation.
sequel, yeah. Because I remember my dad took me, because I used to have the cartridges, and
Yeah.
I used to always be playing them, and he took me once, and I remember he took me and my big brother, and I was really stoked on the fact that Cyborg came out,
Yeah.
and like the robotic versions of
All the
like,
new ninjas.
yeah, like
Yeah.
I remember seeing those and be like, oh, that was so cool. But that's pretty much it. Even like to this day, like I rewatched it and I'm like,
I used to like that movie when I was a kid too, and now
Yeah.
I'm just like, fuck, this movie sucks.
yeah.
Dude.
But yeah,
it's
like
pretty
I
bad.
I've rewatched it and I'm just like, man, this movie's so terrible. But those costumes look fucking sick. Like I said, like
Yeah.
new ninja costumes, like they look fucking badass. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
But I think that movie they tie that movie with the first one a lot, and it's like it's not even like on the same level.
No.
And I think that's why when people think of the first movie, they automatically pop the second one in their heads, and that's what like brings that movie down a
Yeah.
couple of the tiers. And it's just like, oh, dude, this movie, the original is so much better than the second. And it's like, don't like compare them. Don't even like they're their own thing.
Yeah.
What would you say is another good like video game movie?
Good video game movie.
Well, I have one video game movie that I'm like, this is good. I like this a lot. And it's like one of my favorite video games. And I actually have, like, I'm going to brag a little bit here. But I actually have all the original, like, first 4 games.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, they're pretty expensive now. So that's pretty cool.
So
But-
if you guys want to rob Birdie, just let me know.
But I still like the movie. Like, I remember even hearing about, like, the studio making a movie. I was like, I was like, because that movie came out back when I was in high school, I think.
You're keeping us in suspense, dude.
I'll tell you right now. Hold on.
Oh my god.
He likes to let it build.
So
but I
nervous.
remember hearing about it and being like, oh man, I can't wait to see like this character and that character. But I already knew that, like, in the back of my head, the story was gonna be bad, because the story for those games, like, it's fucking convoluted as shit, dude. Like every game is like, it's almost like an anthology, but it's still connected.
Yeah.
Like, it's pretty cool though.
Superman 64.
Oh my god.
Fuck you, dude. That's what they based Man of Steel on, right?
Oh.
That's why he's always flying around. No, but and then they released the trailer, and then, like, I remember MTV was like still cool back in the day, and like they were like promoting the fuck out of it. And yeah, I remember watching it. I watched it in theaters, and then, dude, I actually don't have a physical copy
Of the movie?
which I'm actually pretty ashamed of. But now that I reminded myself, I think tomorrow I'm gonna go get one. But I'm talking about Silent Hill.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that movie is
I never saw that movie.
I think it's a really, really good movie. Like,
I remember, I don't know if it was a video I watched. It might have been something you showed me. It was either a video or something, like some article explaining how Silent Hill is a good movie in the Silent Hill, like, universe. Like, because it's not really an interpretation of a game, but it is something that can be like a sequel or like just in canon
yeah,
to the game.
because I could tell, like, when I watched the movie and, like, just watching the whole story unfold, I could tell when they were writing it, they were like trying really hard to stick to one game.
Yeah.
But like I said, like, there's four games, and then I think like 3 or 4 spin-offs. But they took a lot from the 4 main games, and they just kind of like took pieces here and there, and like they sprinkled it all over the place and just connected it together to try and make it make sense. But I think they did a good job. I think they did a really, really good job with that movie.
I liked it. I've never seen the sequel though.
The sequel's terrible.
Yeah.
The sequel is just a cash grab, because the sequel came out during the whole like 3D thing was going on,
shit.
you know.
Yeah.
So it was just trying to get teenagers in the theater to see a scary movie, see things going at them. And
Yeah.
just, you know, but yeah, I think Silent Hill is one of the good. Like, it's not great. It's not like, oh my god, like this is like Apocalypse Now good, you know. But
Yeah.
but it's definitely, I think it's like it's better than what you would see in another video game movie.
Yeah, that
And-
one's good.
And I'm glad, because like I said, the Silent Hill franchise, like those video games, it's like some of my favorite video games like ever. Like, I love those games.
When you were like building up to it, in my head I thought you were gonna say a different movie,
Which one?
Resident Evil.
Can we mention that? Can
Yeah,
we
yeah,
mention-
it's a video game movie.
I'm gonna go ahead and say it that they're all terrible,
I've
but
only seen the first two.
but the first one, I really liked.
I really like the
I
first
really
one.
liked the first.
Didn't the first one have like a Slipknot
Yeah.
soundtrack?
Yeah,
Yeah, that soundtrack was like super new metal.
Yeah.
And it was like a weird version of a Slipknot song. But no, I like that first movie.
yeah. I saw it in
That-
theaters.
That first movie, really quick. I think it was like one of the first few times I saw like a vagina in a movie, kinda.
There's
There's
a
a-
vagina.
there's a
Oh, there
vagina?
At the
is. There
end.
is. Yeah, there is.
And I remember we had it on VHS, and I just kept like rewinding it back and forth.
Yeah, I remember
There is?
that was one of the moments where it's like, if you're like a kid like going through your hormones, like you're like, dude, rewind it. I'm pretty sure we can see like her pussy.
Yeah, it's at the end. The main actor. I don't know.
Mia Jovovich. I think
Yeah.
that's how you say her name.
She's like, I don't know. She's in a room, and she has like this hospital gown on, and I think she's like getting off like this counter or something, and a fucking vagina or the silhouette of a vagina, like you can see it or something. I don't remember what it was exactly. I haven't seen it in years, but I remember it was fucking some good material when you were a kid.
Yeah, dude. If you were a kid, like
When you're like 9 years old or 10, like looking at that shit, you're like, woo, vagina.
nice.
I don't remember that. I don't remember that. But yeah, I've only seen the first two, because the second one, I remember I was really hyped because they had Nemesis from the third game.
Yeah.
So I was really hyped on that. But,
Have you played the Resident Evil games?
like bits and pieces. The only one I've played like the most of is the first one, and which one's the one on the train? Is that Zero?
No, I think that might be a spin-off.
Okay, because those are the only two I played like a lot of. The other ones, it was just like my cousins had him, so whenever I was over, I'd play.
I played the first three like completely, but yeah, those movies are crap. The first one is decent, you know. It's not. I wouldn't say it's as good as Silent Hill.
I remember in the first one, there's a scene where they're like in this room that has like this laser that's just going around killing people.
A blazer?
What?
Laser.
Oh, I
Oh,
think
laser.
They said blazer.
It's
I'm
a
like,
fucking
what?
laser that comes to life.
It's just a fucking hipster killing me.
No, they're like in. I'm pretty sure it's the first one.
Yeah,
They're-
yeah,
yeah.
it's the
Okay.
first one.
It's like a hallway.
Yeah, and then like I think it ends up killing all of them except for one guy, and it's like getting closer to him, and then like
It like spider webs or
yeah,
or
it turns
like,
into like a waffle type of
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
And the guy's just like looking at it, and then he gets cut in half or like into like a bunch of little pieces, and I'm just like, why didn't he just move back?
Oh, because it stopped like.
Because he just lets it happen, and I'm just like, you could have just taken a few steps back, and it would have taken longer to kill you or something. But even when I was a little kid, I'm just like, why didn't he just move back? Plot hole.
Pothole?
I like
Pothole.
that. I like that scene a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they like when they were like getting like their fucking limbs cut, like dude, like when that guy gets cut in half like through his stomach, like I like how they showed that like his top half just falls,
Yeah.
but it doesn't fall like face, like he literally lands like on his stomach.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, that was a good movie. I remember liking that one. You don't have that either? Or
No, I don't. I think I'm gonna get that one too. Just the first one.
just the first one.
Man, those other ones are just
It's supposedly
I think-
getting rebooted also.
yeah. Oh yeah,
Supposedly.
yeah. Because I actually wanted to mention that Netflix is releasing the reboot.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it has that dude from Game of Thrones, and he was in the Umbrella Academy.
I don't know.
And then it actually has a pretty decent cast, but I looked into who's writing and directing it, and it's a bunch of like no names, like they don't have a history or
Oh, okay.
anything.
Because the last I read about it was the original director was rebooting it.
No, it's not.
It's not?
It's not. What's his name? W.S. Anderson? Or,
Yeah.
yeah.
Some. It's the what's his name? She's married to him, the main character. They're married.
That's why those movies are shit, dude.
That's why she's in all of them.
Yeah, I think that was just them like trying to be that power couple, like,
Yeah.
trying to pay rent, you know. But yeah, I looked into the new reboot because there's two reboots.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
One, no, I guess you can't call the other one a reboot because it's just an animated movie. It's all CGI.
Okay.
And then the other one, which is like a live action
Live
one,
action.
that's the one with the dude from Game of Thrones.
Which dude?
He's like a. Did you guys ever watch Umbrella Academy?
I've only seen the first episode.
Nope.
It's the dude with the monkey arms. He's like big monkey dude. Well, on Game of Thrones, he was only in Game of Thrones for like a few episodes because I think he got killed off.
It's a lot of characters.
I don't know his name.
I'll look it up.
Yeah, but yeah, it has a pretty decent cast. But like I said, looking into the who's writing and directing it, doesn't give you a lot of faith in that reboot.
Yeah.
And I think the director, he's never directed like a horror movie. I think he just did like a romantic comedy, like from like 2008 or something, you know. But yeah. I mean, hopefully it comes out good.
Is it supposed to come out this year? Or?
I think so, yeah.
Hmm.
But they haven't released anything because I think it's still filming.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds interesting. I'll most likely check it out.
Yeah. I mean, I'm still gonna watch it just because I hold those movies to high regard, like the Resident Evil and the Silent Hill.
Yeah.
Like a bit of like side information right now, not related to the movie or anything, but I also recently found out that Konami is rebooting the Silent Hill video game franchise.
Really?
Yeah, which is like, cause like, it's weird because I think it has something to do like video game development companies and like studio movie companies. I think them clashing has a lot to do with why these video game movies are so terrible, because they only give them access to so much.
Yeah.
And they don't give them a lot of faith or like a lot to work on or a lot of rights to certain characters and how to use them. And then the studio doesn't understand the material, so they don't know how to execute it. So I think all that mixed together, it makes for a terrible movie, you know. So I don't know. I hope
It's weird because I feel like those like some games are just like almost impossible to like picture on screen like an actual movie.
Yeah, that's the thing too.
But I feel like Resident Evil and Silent Hill would be like more the easier ones, I guess. Like the ones to be able to like give you enough.
It
Like,
would translate well.
yeah, like
Yeah.
you can pull it off, but
yeah, but for some reason, whoever's directing it, whoever's writing it, whatever studio's handling it, they just don't understand the material, so they don't know how to go about it. And it's just like it's the easy shit in the world, and you're just having so much trouble on it because you lack imagination. You know? So, I mean,
What was the last Silent Hill game like that actually came out?
it was a spin-off. I think it was like Downpour or like Memories or something like that. Because after the first four, because the first one came out on PS1, and then the next three came out on PS2, and then that was it for the main line. And then I think the PS3 and the PS4 they just got spin-offs, which didn't really have anything to do with like the main.
Because wasn't it gonna
Story.
come back with Guillermo del Toro?
Yeah, I totally forgot about that.
Yeah,
because
'cause
do you remember the trailer?
The PT?
Yeah.
Yeah, like that was a big thing for a while. And like that, did you ever play it?
No, but I remember the three of us going over like one of the homies' like house, and then he was like, I think he either put on a YouTube video of someone playing through it or he was playing through it, but it was like gnarly scary.
I
like,
played it.
Yeah, you did?
I've played it before. I played it at Jacob and Leahy's because Jacob had it on his PS3, I think it was, or PS4.
Yeah, it came out on PS4.
And that shit is fucking stressful.
Yeah, like
That shit was stressful.
like
is that the one where you're just walking around in a circle?
Basically, you
Yeah.
like have to solve little puzzles and
Oh,
stuff.
I played that too.
yeah, it's like a hallway, but you have access to like the rooms in the hallway.
There's a lot of like jump scares.
Yeah, I played it once. I'm not a fucking nerd.
Well, no, yeah, I remember nobody really knew what it
Okay,
was,
so-
and like it doesn't say what it is until you beat like the demo or whatever. Because at the end of it, that's when the actual trailer for the game plays, and it was
Yeah.
supposed to be Silent Hills. That's what it was going to be
Yeah,
called. And like the main character was going to be played by Norman Reedus.
yeah.
And I remember saying that it was being
Spud.
Spud.
Split.
Wasn't that his name in Blade 2?
Yeah, the split.
Oh shit! It
Yeah.
was.
I always forget he's in that movie.
Me too.
He's fucking young in that too.
But yeah, and like Guillermo del Toro was a part of it. But
Yeah,
then that shit
it-
got canceled.
It was. I honestly think if that video game would have came out, it would have been one of the greatest horror games
Oh yeah.
since like the first Resident Evil or the first Silent Hill.
Based on that like demo, yeah.
Yeah, and based on who was
Yeah.
working on it, because it wasn't just Norman and Guillermo.
Fucking nerds.
Like, it was actually like a pretty prominent like person in the video game industry.
Yeah, I can never pronounce his name though. So
Hideo Kojima,
there you go.
who worked on the Metal Gear franchise.
Yeah.
like most of his like video game career, and like just those three guys together making that, like, oh man, it would have been so good. But I mean, Konami being the video game company that they are, which is like, they're terrible. Like, they're
Yeah.
terrible people. All they want is like money, you know. They ended up just scrapping it just because, I don't know, they had something going on between them and Hideo.
Yeah.
So
But you mentioned like some games don't really translate well.
Well, it's not that. Yeah. Well, I mean, not that they don't translate well. I just feel like it's like, I don't know. Sometimes like I'll play something. I'm like, how the fuck would they translate this to a movie?
Like Tetris?
A live action movie.
Tetris.
Well, I mean, like Sonic. Like I couldn't picture it being a movie.
Yeah.
I couldn't either. Like, when I found out they were making
Well,
that into a movie, I
Yeah,
was like,
not a live action movie. I guess. Like I
Yeah.
could picture it being like an animated thing,
Yeah.
but I could not picture it being a live action. But it got like really good feedback. Like
I enjoyed it.
I think
It's not a great movie.
I don't know a
but
lot of people that
liked
watched it, but the ones that did, like they enjoyed it.
it's enjoyable. I mean, it's not like good, you know, but it's
What did you think about what I said though? Like, if Jim Carrey wasn't in that,
yeah, if Jim Carrey wasn't in it, it would have just, bleh.
yeah, I don't think I would have liked it as much.
It would have left a bad taste in my mouth.
Yeah.
But Jim Carrey definitely carried that movie.
How was like Sonic though?
He was cool.
Yeah.
I thought his portrayal was cool. I mean, it was definitely like, I don't know, because first off, we're not we're not the key demographic for this movie.
Yeah.
You know, like it's aimed towards like
But
kids.
isn't that kind of weird though? Because that game like should be aimed for us. That movie
Because it came out in our generation.
kids aren't gonna want to watch it. They didn't grow up playing that shit.
yeah, like I don't know if the studio was like, I really hope parents talked about video games growing up to their kids.
Or maybe they were hoping to make something like that'll appeal to the parents and like so the parents can show their kids what they used to play. I guess I don't know.
Because I mean, they still make Sonic games to this day.
Yeah.
So I mean, maybe there are kids out there that are like, oh man, I played that PS.
Are they still making?
Yeah, they still make Sonic games. Like they never stopped making those Sonic games.
Because doesn't Nintendo own Sega?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if they have like a partnership or if they own it.
I think they own it because I mean Sega doesn't release consoles anymore.
No,
They release games, but
no, yeah, I think you're right.
yeah, I think Nintendo owns it. But I remember hearing somebody talking about how like because from what you said, like about how games don't translate sometimes, or like you can't picture them. Like, is there anything like current that you think wouldn't be good to put to screen or something? Because somebody mentioned The Last of Us, because they're making a series.
Mm-hmm.
The game already itself is pretty cinematic.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Is that sometimes, especially current generation video games, it's almost pointless to make a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's so like
because it's so
in
cinematic.
depth.
Yeah. Because like they're making a Metal Gear movie.
That I did not know.
Yeah, the guy who made Kong Skull Island.
Oh, okay.
He's been working on trying to get like a Metal Gear movie going on for like the past 4 years.
That one I'm actually surprised hasn't already happened.
And I heard they're making or they're trying to make a God of War movie too.
Yeah. I've been hearing about that one for a while.
Like video games like that.
It's just like, why?
Yeah, it's kind of like, I mean,
The video games are like
they're pretty cinematic themselves.
Yeah.
So it's like, I think the only person who has a good idea for a video game movie is probably never gonna do it. But they went on record saying that they're still working on it. I think even nowadays when people mention it to that guy, he's still like, yeah, no, I'm working on it. Like, I'm still working on it. It's just I have a lot on my belt. Which is true, because this guy, I think, he's pretty much a clutch for studios to reboot franchises nowadays. Because he's already working on a Superman movie.
J.J. Abrams?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, that's one movie that they just can't get it right.
Superman?
I think Man of Steel was
Man
good.
of Steel is good.
It's alright. It was alright.
That movie's good.
I think it's as good as it gets as far as like what.
It's definitely the best out of all of them.
Yeah.
I mean, it's no Superman Returns, but
I think if they remain like faithful to like Superman 64, it would be bomb, dude.
fuck, dude.
It's just like him flying through rings the entire movie.
But what I was talking about is that J.J. Abrams probably has the only good idea right now, but for some reason, well, not some reason. That guy's he's probably gonna be busy for the next 20 years, dude. But he had mentioned this back in like 2012 or 13 because he went to like a convention and then like you could still see the video on YouTube of him talking about it. But he was at a video game convention and he was sitting down with Gabe Newell,
Mm-hmm.
who is the creator of Valve, which is like another video game company, and they're responsible for the Half-Life games
Oh, okay.
and the Portal games. And they were talking about making movies out of those games, which would, to me, it would make more sense than making a video game movie out of like The Last of Us Part 2, Metal Gear, or like The Witcher, which already has a show.
Yeah, I still haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it. I'm kind of not interested. I don't know. Whatever. I'll watch it if I get the chance. But like even movie like shows, because like if you've ever played like those Half-Life or like Portal games, you kind of make up your own story. I mean, it has its story, but like you're able to make your choices and you're able to go the way that you want.
And there's like consequences to those choices.
Yeah, and you're able to like go to like certain direction. Like it's such a I like those video games are like some of the best video games out there right now.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that like J.J. Abrams recognized that and he was like, oh man, it'd be so cool to make a movie out of that. And then it's funny because after he mentioned that, someone ended up making a short film based off Portal, and then J.J. Abrams noticed that, and then he basically told him, hey, I'll produce your next movie. What do you want to make? And he ended up making 10 Cloverfield Lane.
Oh shit.
Yeah, Dan Trachtenberg.
I did not know that's how that came about.
Yeah.
That's fucking tight.
Yeah, like that's why like when 10 Cloverfield Lane came out and I saw Dan Tranberg directing it, I was like, I'm gonna definitely see that. Like I'm so looking forward to that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how he was able to make that movie, because J.J. Abrams saw his short film for Portal and he was like, dude, I'll produce your next movie. What do you want to do?
That's fucking tight.
So he made that. And Dan Trachtenberg is I think he's another like underrated director to me. He actually made an episode on Black Mirror.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the video game episode.
The video game episode.
Yeah.
Which one's that one?
The one with like they choose like a random white dude and they like put a VR headset on him and he's like in a haunted house and.
Oh,
and
dude, I love that one.
Yeah, Dan Trachtenberg made that.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Dude.
So like I'm telling you, dude, like J.J. Abrams has an eye for certain things and he knows what's good and what's not good. But it sucks because like I said, unfortunately the studios are using him as a clutch right now to reboot shit.
Yeah.
And he does a good job. I mean, he did a good job with The Force Awakens. He did a good job with Star Trek. Hopefully he does a good job with Superman. I mean, we'll see.
I didn't know he was working on Superman.
Yeah, because they're rebooting the whole franchise.
Oh my god.
Because they're forgettable.
Man of Steel's tight, dude.
Man of Steel is entertaining. It's good.
It's
I mean, it's not fucking like old.
Superman Returns, but
Smallville is better than that.
I've only seen the first and last episode of Smallville. Seriously.
Oh man.
But we can't have a video game movie episode without mentioning Super Mario Brothers
Or Street Fighter.
or oh my god, Street Fighter, dude.
Which one first, dude?
Whichever, let's do Street Fighter.
Okay. I loved that movie when I was a kid.
Not anymore.
I probably still do. I haven't seen it in like
Yeah,
since I was a little
I haven't
kid.
seen that one in years either. But when I was a kid, I definitely would have been like next to Eddie cheering for that movie.
I just thought it was always funny. Jean-Claude Van Damme as Guile. Like,
Oh,
He
and
has
his
a thick
American
accent.
his American accent.
dude, that shit.
Oh man.
We're going to kick his butts.
Did you ever see the Chun-Li movie?
No, but I know there was another Street Fighter movie too. Like,
They had a bunch of animated movies too.
Yeah.
That I heard
Some of them
like,
were tight.
really good. Yeah.
Yeah, some of them were pretty tight. But that Street Fighter movie, I remember the thing that attracted me to it that was just super fucking random was the actor that played Miklo in Blood In, Blood Out. He plays Ken.
does he
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
in the Chun-Li movie or the Street Fighter?
No, in the Street Fighter movie.
Original.
Does he?
Yeah.
Oh, that is him. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, because, I mean, when I was a kid, I watched Blood In, Blood Out, like, all the time, dude. So, like, when I saw him in that, I was like, oh, hell yeah, this is going to be tight.
Yeah, I remember just being bummed out about how Blanca looked,
Oh, yeah.
because he was like one of my favorite characters in the game, and he he just looked like crap in the movie.
He looked like a bootleg Hulk.
Yeah, but they that movie has one of the greatest quotes of all time,
What?
and it's not even a funny quote. Like, it's literally, I think it's one of the fucking best quotes in movie history.
The Raul Julia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what is it?
All right, I had to look it up because I don't want to fuck it up. This is when he has Chun-Li like trapped in his like little bedroom thing,
Yeah.
and he says, "For you, the day Bison graced your village was the most important day of your life, but for me, it was a Tuesday." And I was like, "Fucking Christ!" Like, for a line to be that powerful in a movie like this, but it's like no surprise that like his character was like the best thing about that entire movie, and I think everyone like kind of acknowledges it. Like, I think that was the last movie he
was-
did, right,
yeah.
before he passed away.
Yeah, I mean, he probably was, like, the best actor on that, like, set.
Yeah,
He was the best thing about that movie.
Yeah.
yeah, because he was actually good, and he like all his scenes, like he was menacing. He had that voice, you know. And he did. The only reason he was in the movie, I think, is his little kids,
Yeah.
like his daughter or something. Like, he did it for them.
Yeah, because he wasn't going to do it. But when he was at home reading the script, his kids, like, I think they asked him, like
They
oh,
probably
like,
bugged him.
what's the next movie? It's like, it's a Street Fighter movie. And then when they heard, they just, like, fucking, like, went ballistic. Like, why are you going to be in the fucking Street Fighter movie? So he was like, yeah, I'm going to do this for my kids.
What was the
Yeah.
other movie you mentioned?
Super Mario Brothers.
I don't remember that movie at all, dude.
Really?
I remember like bits and pieces.
really liked that movie when
I do
when
too.
I was a kid.
No, I still like it.
And if I watched it, I haven't seen it in years, but I'm pretty
It's
sure.
fucking terrible. But
Pretty sure if I saw it, I'd be like, oh, my head hurts.
no, it's bad. It's bad, especially if you're like, I guess being anal about it. Like, what the fuck? Like, this is like not the game, you know?
Well, it's like one of those games. Like, how the fuck do you translate that?
Yeah.
It's like you don't. You just can't, dude.
Yeah, and then after that, Nintendo held on to the rights to their characters like so dear, so dear. Like,
yeah, that movie ruined like any chances of seeing like a Zelda movie,
yeah,
a fucking Metroid movie. I would love to see a Metroid movie.
I do not want. You know who I'm gonna say?
Yes,
right?
I know.
I do not want her
I know.
to play Samus, dude. Like, if I find
A
out
lot of people do too.
I
and I
know.
Scarlett
just-
Johansson.
Brie Larson.
Who's that?
the fucking
Marvel.
Captain Marvel idiot,
Oh, she won't be it.
I do not.
Why
want
was
her.
she in the talks for it or what?
No, there's just a lot of fan casting, and everybody always like says Brie Larson.
And she keeps like, I want to do it, I want to do it. It's like, no, you're terrible, dude. The only person who can pull that character off is Emily Blunt.
You think so?
I promise you that'll be the perfect casting.
That's pretty. It's pretty on point.
Sounds like you're gonna need a blunt to enjoy that movie.
Do you know who Emily Blunt is?
No, I have no idea.
Have you seen Edge of Tomorrow?
No.
A Quiet Place?
No.
Yes, you have, you fucker.
A Quiet Place. Which one's that one?
The one with the monsters.
Oh yeah, I have seen it.
They
Who's
can't
she?
talk. She's the pregnant woman.
The dude's wife?
Yeah.
She's alright.
You watch Edge of Tomorrow.
Edge of Tomorrow alone should solidify her
Yeah.
as a good Samus.
Yeah.
And then Samus alone is a character that like works off no dialogue, and it's just performance, and she's just
Why don't
good.
they just get like Tom Hardy to play? He's good at not talking.
But he's too short.
Put stilts on him. He's gonna have a robot suit.
Stilts? Fuck, dude.
What's another? Doom.
Oh my god. I remember the only reason I watched that movie
Because of Rock?
Because The Rock, and I wanted to hear him say fuck.
The only good scene in that movie is that first
The end?
person. That
The-
first person.
yeah,
like,
the
At the
end.
very end, yeah.
Yeah, the very end. I remember being like blown away by how they did that. Because this was before like I looked into how movies are made and stuff. But I remember because he looks at, it's Carl Urban, right? Like he looks up in the mirror and like you don't see the camera. He's like, what the fuck? How they do that?
oh, that was cool.
Yeah. Dude.
Yeah, and it's like, where the fuck was this the last like hour and a half in the movie?
Would you have watched the movie if the whole thing was like that?
Yeah, like
That's how it should have been, though.
yeah,
like that's the fucking movie.
Hardcore Henry?
like Hardcore Henry. Like
That
if they
movie's
would have
tight.
just made Doom like that, would have been great.
I think
Yeah.
it would have been too much of a risk for them to take. So they're like, okay, well, we gotta have the first person mode in here. So they're like, they just have like a minute long scene and that's it. But I mean, that was like literally the only good part of the whole movie.
Yeah. I don't really remember anything else about that movie.
Yeah, I don't remember if it was like I don't know if I ever played. I know I played the original. I just don't remember like what the fuck the storyline was.
I mean, it basically has the same storyline that every Doom game has, where it's like a base on Mars, and then shit goes haywire, and that's it. Now there's demons everywhere, and you have to kill them.
It's tight.
Because Doom alone is a video game that doesn't really need a storyline.
Yeah.
I mean, you just play it because you just want to fucking like.
That's like
blast
another one
shit.
that's like, how the fuck do you translate that? But I mean, you would have to make up your own kind of story. And
Yeah.
but I feel like that's one of those few movies that it's like it would have to be a spectacle. Like it's gonna be all fucking style. And that's how it should be. If it's gonna be like a movie based on just a shoot 'em up game.
Yeah.
But yeah, what's another one?
There's a handful that this guy made, who's notorious for making video game movies, but they're extremely terrible, and he's actually a pretty shitty person himself. Yui Ball.
I don't know that.
He's notorious for making video game movies, but like I said, they're extremely terrible. He made House of the Dead.
Oh.
That was the first movie I ever saw that I said, "Man, this is a fucking terrible movie." And that was before I was like into film. It was just a fucking shit movie, dude.
Yeah, he made House of the Dead. He made Blood Rain.
Blood Rain. Oh my god. Wasn't that like supposed to be originally a Resident Evil game?
I think so.
But they just reworked it.
Yeah. And then he made Postal. He made Alone in the Dark.
Postal. Which one's Postal?
It was a PC game. It was like a first-person shooter.
Isn't that the one where you like kill like a bunch of people? Like
It's one of the first video games that ever made like real controversy.
yeah.
But yeah, it was a PC game, and you just kill citizens, like just people.
That sounds
Mm.
cool. No, did you guys ever watch House of the Dead though?
No.
When I was a kid, yeah, and I remember just like being hyped on the fact that there was like boobies in
Is
it.
there tits? I don't remember.
There's
But
boobs in it. I'm gonna watch it.
no, dude, but that movie, like, think about this. Like, I was not into movies at all. Like, I was into like not movies, I guess. But I was like, damn, this movie fucking sucks. I hate that movie so much, dude.
Yeah, it's terrible.
It's fucking bad. Ugh. Anyways.
House of the Dead. I never gave that movie a chance.
I remember I saw the actual arcade, and I'm like, oh, this is based on that shitty movie, because I thought it was like the movie came first. I had no idea about the game.
You know, a movie I actually rewatched. I want to say like 4 or 5 months ago. Double Dragon.
Oh, that's another movie. I love that movie, dude.
I did too.
That movie's cool.
Have you seen it?
We watched it together.
Well, yeah.
I watched it like maybe a year or two ago.
Yeah.
I still like it, dude. It's fucking cheese all the way, but
Yeah,
it's fucking
super cheesy.
But
Butthead.
what's the guy's name? Bobo?
I don't remember.
You know what I'm talking about? The guy that gets turned into that weird monster.
I don't remember.
I already forgot.
Really, dude? He's the best character in the movie.
I don't know.
Oh man, but he's all practical effects, and I was always like intrigued at how they created him. I don't know. I wish they would release like a behind the scenes for it. I haven't found anything, but it would have been cool to see. But anyways,
Are you guys looking forward to what's that one video game series that the cast Tom Holland is?
who's
Oh,
that?
Uncharted.
Uncharted.
Oh.
Who's that?
You never played Uncharted?
You never been to Tom Holland?
No, I know what Uncharted is.
His
The guy.
his name sounds like a place to me, dude.
Tom Holland.
Tom Holland. You ever been to Tom Holland?
His real name is Spider-Man, by the way.
You know what I'm talking about.
You never played Uncharted?
Yeah, I know what you talk. I know what game. I don't know who you're talking about though.
Spider-Man.
The kid?
Yeah.
Oh.
They cast him as Nathan Drake. Is that the character's name?
A young Nathan Drake.
Oh, it's a young Nathan Drake.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because in the video games, like, there's like a young version you can play and an older version. But,
I did not know that.
But I don't think he's gonna be in it a lot, just because I think he'll be like in the flashbacks, you know.
Well, that's another game though, like, because I always thought that game was like it's Indiana Jones basically.
That's another probably like pointless game,
Yeah.
like movie game, you know.
What?
Yeah. Uncharted.
Oh.
Because
Like,
I mean, the
there's
games
no reason.
themselves they're like pretty cinematic.
Yeah.
And then the game, you could tell it's like borrowed from Indiana Jones. So now you're just like adapting an adaptation that's adapting an adaptation.
Yeah.
You know.
What about Tron?
Tron wasn't a video game before.
No?
No.
The game was based on the movie?
The game was based on the movie, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I never knew that.
Fucking poser. I didn't know that either.
Are you sure? Because they have like old cabinets of it.
They do have old cabinets.
Well,
Is that movie that old?
The movie's old.
I
man.
know it's from.
The
I
movie,
thought it was
the
early
movie's
80s,
So, the movie's
no?
so old that it's one of the first movies to use like CGI
Yeah.
in the correct way. Because I mean, there's other movies from like the back day, but it was a movie that really took CGI to like its first baby steps. And it was actually gonna get an Oscar nomination, but back then in that decade where it came out, I guess the Oscars didn't recognize CGI as like if your movie had CGI.
Didn't they say it was like cheating or something?
Yeah, they wouldn't.
I wish it was still like that, dude. I fucking wish.
Yeah, but I mean,
Hmm.
times have changed.
Times are changing.
Yeah.
Anyways, I knew that. I was just testing you guys.
And what about Tomb Raider?
I haven't seen the movie, but I mean the games have always been good.
Not even the Angelina Jolie ones?
Yeah, those. But I'm talking about the
The newest
newer-
one?
Yeah, because the
With,
newer one looks a lot better.
What's her name? Alicia Vikander, I think.
I think she's brilliant.
Yeah, she's good.
I,
I haven't seen the movie either.
even her, I wouldn't mind seeing her as like Samus.
Yeah. But I have a funny story about Tomb Raider. I don't remember if it was the first one or the second one, but I remember when I was in junior high, like the 8th grade field trip every year for my junior high was they would take the kids to the movies. And I remember for our 8th grade field trip, we went to go see Tomb Raider. I don't remember if it was the first or second one, but I do remember that early on in the movie, there's like a shower scene where it shows like Angelina Jolie like with the water hitting her head. So like all the guys in the crowd like yeah, like in the movie theater. And then later on in the movie, it shows like a shower again, but you don't see who's in it. So all the guys start cheering, but when it zooms out, it's the guy. So then you just hear like a loud groan through the whole theater.
Like, oh.
Yeah.
Bomb.
Yeah, but I just want to tell that story because it's pretty funny.
Is there any like video game you'd want to see as a movie?
No, not really.
Nah,
Maybe the J.J. Abrams ideas that he had for Portal and Half-Life, but that's pretty much it.
I really want to see a Metroid movie.
A what?
Metroid. Samus.
Yeah.
I think if it's in the right hands, I feel like I what's his name? District 9 Chappie.
Neil Blomkamp?
Yeah, I feel like he would do a pretty good job at that.
Well,
Yeah.
what was District 9 originally? Wasn't it
Halo.
originally Halo, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I wonder how that would have turned out if like he actually did it.
Probably badass.
But
He did still make some of the commercials.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like those live action ones.
Yeah.
He did still had his
That's
hands on
tight.
those.
That's funny that you mentioned him because I just today saw that I guess he's working on an actual sequel to District 9.
yeah, it only took him fucking a decade.
That movie's still tight.
I love that movie. I recently rewatched it. And
It holds up.
it's fuck yeah, dude.
I don't know. That movie's depressing for me, dude. I feel so bad for that guy.
Yeah, you
Can't remember
definitely
his
feel
name,
that.
but yeah.
Chappie.
Chappie too, dude.
That movie got a lot of hate when it came out.
Chappie,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is
It wasn't conventional and what do they call those fucking
Oh,
that group?
D Antwoord?
Yeah, I think they had a lot to do with it too.
yeah, because they're pretty hard people to work with. I'm sure.
Yeah. But do you guys have any movies that you would want to see?
Let me
Or
think.
video games, I should say.
No.
I think I played like 3 video games in my entire life.
Fucking poser. I want to see a Tony Hawk movie.
Part 2 though?
Tony Hawk Part 2.
Tony Hawk Part 2, Part 1.
What about Zelda? You don't think Zelda would lend itself to... Not necessarily like a movie. I could probably see it like as a series. Like a mini-series.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. That one itself is, like I said, it's another cinematic one. But I mean, we'll see. We'll see if Nintendo's ever like gonna be cool enough to let people do stuff with their things again.
What do you feel about Pedro Pascal being cast as Joel in The Last of Us?
I don't know. I think he's another like actor that's gonna get boring fast.
You think so?
Yeah, like I hate seeing actors in too many things.
Because he got hot like really fast.
Yeah.
So like everybody wants him now.
Yeah, so it's like it's a good way to get boring fast.
Yeah. What about that little girl that they cast as Ellie?
I mean, I guess.
I mean, I think the only reason they got her, well, obviously because she was in Game of Thrones and she plays like a badass type character in Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
So, but you guys have any last statements before we wrap this up?
No.
Eddie?
No, I'm trying to. I don't know. I'm trying to look up like movies based on video games, and there's nothing that stands out. Assassin's Creed. Did you guys watch that?
Oh, that's right.
No, but I heard it was like me.
I know, and Prince of Persia. Disney did that one with Jake Gyllenhaal.
Racist.
Racist. Did you ever play the Prince of Persia games?
Yeah, I love those games.
I remember liking. I
the
think it
first
was the
three
second
on the
one.
PS2 was pretty cool.
Yeah. You're not really a big video game guy, huh?
No, dude. I have a fucking life.
I did too. I get chicks.
I get chicks. I do the sex.
No.
I've noticed, I'm just realizing now with a lot of stuff, we're like, we can like agree on stuff, but it's like you really love something that you probably aren't really into, and I'm just like in the middle of it.
Like what?
Like the video games. Like Brody's really into video games. You're not really that into video games, and I'm just like, okay, I like video games.
Yeah. I mean, I like them too, but I can't play them anymore, dude.
No.
I've bought like a few games, and like after a day or two, I'm just sick of them. I don't know if it's like my attention span, like I just can't focus on them anymore.
I know what you mean, because I kind of get like that too.
When I was younger, I used to play a lot, and now
Yeah.
it's just like I don't know.
Because like right now, I'm still trying to finish Last of Us Part 2.
Yeah.
I haven't like I can't
That's
even
why, dude.
remember the
Like
last time I
no,
played.
and like I've grown like I've gotten like this appreciation for people that video game now, which is weird because I didn't have it before. But like when I see people just playing online, like I'm just like, man, you have some fucking commitment.
Yeah.
Like that'd be fucking hard for me to do. I don't know.
Have you ever played online anything?
I didn't like it. Just I sucked at it. But growing up with like Sham and all them, like they would be playing. I'd had the headset on, so I'd just be talking shit and just being an asshole, I guess, talking shit to little kids and stuff.
The first time I ever played anything online was Counter-Strike. Do you guys ever remember a game called Counter-Strike?
Yeah, that's the first like video game I remember where it's like everyone was playing it. It was like this huge thing.
Yeah, and like the only reason I played it was because my cousin had invited me to an internet cafe.
Yeah, that's where I played it too. And like, and it was funny because I remember I would go and I'd just be like watching music videos, and literally 99% of people there were playing fucking Counter-Strike.
Yeah, but I remember I was actually pretty good at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the next time I tried playing something online, I think it was like Mortal Kombat X.
Mm.
And like, cause I was playing that all the time, and I actually got really good. Like I had it on the hardest like difficulty level, and I was crushing it. So I was like, fuck, man, I'm pretty good. Let me try playing online. Bad idea.
No, dude. Yeah,
That's like some next level shit.
that's all I can't, dude. Like what? Like I'm gonna end up fucking trying to kill someone if I play online, dude. I'd be so frustrated.
All right, so just to wrap things up, we're gonna all watch Mortal Kombat, right? Here.
See?
Yeah, you want to do that into the mic, Eddie? Thank you.
I'm done. Yeah, we'll watch it and then we'll give you guys our feedback.
Yeah, and what are some of your guys' like favorite video game movies? Do you have any like?
Literally, I think the only one I can think of that I like is Mortal Kombat, the original.
Yeah. I was actually asking the audience.
Oh yeah, dude. Hey, I listen. I'm an audience.
Yeah, I took that as towards us.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, my bad.
You gotta word that better.
Nah.
Anyways, go ahead.
If anybody would like to let us know what your favorite video game movie is,
Yeah.
our inbox is open.
Cool. I'll leave my comment.
Did we leave any out? Like, can you guys think of any
We
that we left out?
Probably left a bunch out, but I can't think of anything right now.
Yeah, I can't think of any.
We don't do our research.
Yeah.
We got lazy. I don't know. There honestly, like, there's a lot, but there's not as many as people would think.
Yeah. I'm hoping.
And
that,
I'm not including like the animated ones either.
Yeah, no, I'm not either.
I'm talking about like live action.
Yeah, well, hopefully, the new Mortal Kombat is as ridiculous as it looks, because I'm super down.
We'll see.
Yeah, but yeah, thanks for sticking around, listening to us ramble on. You can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Stitcher, anywhere you get your podcast. Follow us on our social media accounts, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook at BetamaxULTD. And we'll see you guys next time. Later.